Hello, my beloved Geminis. Welcome to this segment called The Beauty of. Within this reading of yours, Gemini, we will be taking a look at what it really means to be a Gemini, what it really means to carry the Geminian energy. So, my beloved Geminis, for you, we pulled the Temperance. Okay, the Temperance came out from the first deck, and then the Six of Wands came out from the second deck, and the Ace of Emotions, which is the Ace of Cups, came out from the third deck. What I'm getting for you here, Gemini, is there is this. What is a Gemini? A Gemini, the Gemini is the sign that rules over our communication. The Gemini is the sign that rules over our actual words, the vocabulary, the alphabet. Gemini rules over the sanctuary of public places. The Gemini rules over the actual internet. So this information alone tells us that the Geminian has a very complex way of being, because there is no way that the Geminian energy rules over so many of these things that hold so much weight in the world. And then the Geminian is a simple being. Hence, there's always more sides to a Gemini, because it's like the energy they carry, it doesn't allow them to be singular, to be simplified, to be put in a box, to be restricted. It's a sign of the infinity sign. Okay, it never ends. You'll never really know a Gemini the way you think you do, because there is so many layers, and each layer is deeper than the other. So a very complex being is a Geminian. And the Geminian on its own is the intellect, and the intellect is the interpretation of information through the mental space, our brains. However you interpret a situation, information, however you process thoughts, feelings, not how you feel, but the feelings themselves, what you are actually feeling, the establishment of emotion, all of that is Geminian energy. Gemini rules over how we understand certain information, period. Now, to be a Geminian, you have to carry the traits of your sign. You carry the Geminian energy. All that I've listed, all that I've touched on and spoke about, they are Geminian energies. It's the Gemini. And you as a Gemini will obviously be in sync with everything that I've just listed, but in a way that applies to the aspects of your life. You could have always been told. The Geminian is the sign that's always gets told, you have such a good way of speaking, you have such a beautiful way of thinking. There is always an in-depth compliment that you give to a Gemini. It's never, oh, you look beautiful. It's, your beauty is mesmerizing. There's depth to the Geminian. And since the Geminian rules over the good and the bad, it also rules over heaviness and lightweight. And what I mean by that is the burdens that people carry within their hearts, within their life, that's Geminian energy. And the opposite of that, the good of that, since it rules over both, is when you're at your happiest, when you feel most yourself, and when you feel most in touch and in tune with yourself. See, that's contradicting, that's complexity, but It means the same thing, just in different scenarios. It's either you experiencing the Geminian energy good in a good way, or you're experiencing it in a very, very bad place. Gemini rules over our burdens. Gemini rules over dwelling. See, when you dwell on things, that's the Geminian energy. That is why whenever somebody experiences a Gemini, it's hard for them to forget the Gemini, because the Gemini energy is meant for dwelling. You never experience a Gemini and forget them. You never experience a Gemini and compare them. There's always a singularity and individuality that lies upon the Geminian because of who the Geminian is and the energies that come with them. There's a lot. It's like you will always feel like you're missing out when it comes to Gemini, even if you don't know why, or it's not clear why. It's either it's very clear or it isn't, but there is always just this feeling of I missed out. Whenever somebody deceives a Gemini, whenever somebody wrongs a Gemini, there's obviously consequences to that leads to not having Gemini the way you had them before, not experiencing the same person twice energy. There will be a definite shift in the Geminian when you wrong them. It'll be like the opposite of what was before. So, which tells us that what Gemini also rules over our mood swings. Geminis experience mood swings on a daily basis, but they experience it in a way that it's in their traits, their way of being. So they don't look at it as mood swings. They just adapt to this sudden change of the moods. They don't really acknowledge what it is. I'm having mood swings. It's like I'm okay now, and the next I don't want to talk to anybody. It's like that complexity. It just moves, it shifts, and it's constant. So you can never really pin a Gemini down as to who you think they are and how you view them, because it's never really what meets the eye. You might look at a Gemini and they might look so average, so damn basic, that you will never believe it. But they're a genius. It's like they could look as basic, or it's either a Gemini looks basic or they don't. You meet two different, it's either you meet a Gemini that seems and looks basic, your average person, and you meet a Gemini that is just completely out of this world. And when you meet the Gemini that seems basic, that's where the shock comes in of who they actually are. I feel like they sometimes they like it like that. They like being a little overlooked. It gives Gemini a sense of I don't know how to put it. It gives Gemini a sense of being in control, to know that you don't know them as much as you think you do. So, Gemini is best friends with the energy of Scorpio. They share similar traits, but Gemini embodies it differently. There's depth with Gemini, it's just not evident unless you really know the Gemini. And then there's clear depth in the Scorpio. You don't really question it, it's there, it's apparent, it's evident. You see, you feel it. That's the Scorpio energy. Gemini is hidden. The depth is hidden. They hide it behind those, little jokes. They hide it behind those slick comments. They hide it behind that wisdom. They hide it well, but they're very deep people. It's like, don't ever think that when you're dealing with the Gemini, don't ever think that they don't feel as much as, it's like, don't ever think that they don't feel deep emotions just because of the image they portray. They just know how to harness things. They know how to harness how they feel. They know how to harness they know how to harness their actions and their way of being. So much so that they might be infuriated on the inside, but the complete opposite on the outside. They might look super calm, but inside it might be a bloodbath. So having that means you've mastered the duality of self, because you know how to remain. It's like homeostasis. You know how to remain in a certain environment as yourself, even if the environment around you changes. It's like you enter a certain environment as yourself. You don't allow the changes of the environment to change you. So you are able to be constant. Geminis are able to be constant. That's why they're able to hide how they think well, hide what they really want to say well. It's like they're able to portray an image that they need to portray within that environment. And that is what we would say is Gemini being adaptable. That's to put it lightly. In depth, it's much more deeper than that, because the Gemini rules over our thoughts, which is directly linked to our minds. And because they rule over this energy, they also experience the energy. So Gemini is a deep and overthinker. That is for sure. Even if they never express what they're feeling or thinking, it doesn't mean they're not experiencing it. They just are constant. You'll never know with the Gemini. Ever, unless you know the Gemini personally. Yeah, and even then, there might be some things that you'll just never find out. That's the beauty of being a Gemini. It's like you get to be anything you want in this world, in your world. And that's a beautiful, beautiful way to experience life. Congratulations for being a Gemini, or falling in love with one, or experiencing one. Because it's truly a gift. Everybody, every sign, just a gift that comes in its own way. And this is just the Geminian way. Okay? Thank you, Gemini, for listening. This was the Beauty of series. Okay? What it really means to be a Gemini. So this is just the first segment, and we'll continue next time. Okay, a little deeper. Thank you for your time. If you're looking to book me, you'll find my email listed in the description box below. I offer any and all types of readings, and I'm sending you nothing but love, my dear Geminian. Bye.